Guten Erev Shabbos. Last week, I spoke about the value of lifelong personal growth and development. I'd like to continue along that same theme. Frederick the Great, the King of Prussia, was a brilliant military strategist. One of the strategies that he came up with, he called the oblique order, where he gathered most of his troops and assets, and he attacked one particular flank of the enemy. In Normandy, the Allied troops used a similar approach. Over 133,000 ground troops, supported by 7,000 vessels and thousands of aircraft, brought about the victory over the Germans, Yimach Shemam. The Tzemach Tzedek said, in the name of his grandfather, that when we are working on personal growth, we have to employ that same strategy. You see, most of us have numerous bad habits and character flaws that we have to work on. But it's impossible to work on all of them together. Instead, we have to garner all of our energy and assets and work with one particular area in our life that needs improvement. It generally takes around 30 days to transform a bad habit. Sometimes it takes a lifetime, but we can't be working on all of them at the same time. Similarly, we can derive from this week's Parsha the way Yaakov interacted with Esav and ultimately transformed Esav. We can derive a lesson in how to help our children transform themselves one trait at a time. You see, when Yaakov encountered Esav, he prepared in three ways. He prepared for war, he sent him a gift, and he prayed to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And in working with our children to help them improve, we too need to employ those three approaches. First of all, the present idea is the idea of building a healthy, warm connection and bond with our children. But it's insufficient just to have that relationship to help our children grow. We also have to introduce the idea of war, which is the idea of discipline and boundaries. The Rebbe once said that the primary problem of our time is a lack of accepting authorities. Children are raised in an atmosphere of freedom and independence, and this makes them overly confident in themselves and their personal wisdom. This must be corrected at its root. So in addition to building a relationship with our children and bonding with our children, we also have to create boundaries for them and help them understand that through discipline, they'll ultimately change. And finally, throughout the entire process, we have to daven to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, we have to pray to Hashem that we're successful with this all-important idea of helping our children grow and transform and becoming mentioned. Have a wonderful Shabbos.